Hello, 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 Angel here. Welcome to or back to my channel after a bit of a hiatus. I've been away for a wee while, but I'm back. I'm living the dream. I'm dipping my toes into the YouTube video making pool once again. So what have I've been doing when I've been gone? Well, I've been reevaluating my practice, seeing where I'm going, where I've been, a bit of a reassessment, and I've been taking a bit of a pause and looking at what I want to achieve. And so when I saw this tag, hashtag mid-year tarot tag, hashtag by Chanel Days, I was like, yes, that ticks the boxes totally for me. So here we are, that's what we're doing today. And I think we should just get started. Let me stop rambling and let's get this show on the road. So the first prompt is a deck I've used the most so far in 2024. I don't think you're going to be surprised. I was most definitely not surprised. It's the Darkwood Tarot, obviously. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you've seen this deck. I've been doing a lot, and I mean a lot, of facets of self-work. That's been my, I would say, my major focus, without really realising it, the whole of 2024. This is a deck that taps me into my inner wolf and inner red cap facets, I'm going to say. And those facets started coming through to me August, September last year. And at the beginning of the year, I started really working intensely with those facets of self. And this deck was like the perfect vessel. Can I say that? I don't know. For that. I'm not going to show too many cards because you've seen it so many times. I think it's been on every single monthly wrap-up of things that have been feeding my soul for the whole of 2024. But I love that deck. And it's a deck that sits all the time on my self-love altar. I did end up finally re-edging the deck. I had edged them in red and black, and I've missed a card because I'm a nincompoop. What? How is that possible? I don't know. Let's move on to the next prompt. Okay, the next prompt is a new deck that has come into your collection this year. I'm going to cheat because, you know, why not? It's my channel. I do what I want. And apologies to Chanel Days. I'm sure they won't mind if I cheat a wee bit. That would be the Witch Sisters Tarot. This is a mass market deck by Llewellyn. I've edged mine in this gorgeous earthy brown colour. And how am I cheating? Well, I shall let you know. I'm going to bring in a second deck, which is a pairing to this one. This is a French deck. It's edged in or gilded in gold, like a matte gold, and it's gorgeous. What was I going to say? Yeah, and this has become like a bonded pair. Excuse me. Yeah, so I'm cheating by showing two decks at the same time. Did I mention what this one is called? I don't think I did. This is the Oracle of the Questioning Witch Oracle. And I really like, which is not appearing on this card, but it appeared on the last one and the one's coming up, I think. This kind of like, no, not there either. I'm going to say it for this one then, because I'll show you the backs actually. Here we go. I like this. It's like, what's that Japanese technique? Begins with a K. I'm going to put it on the screen. It reminds me of that. Like, you know, that things have been broken but fixed with gold. Anyway, yeah, that's the by the by. But these two, I just think they pair so beautifully together. Now, you've obviously, not obviously, but I'm going to, you know, obviously, let's just, wait, let me edit that out. Forget that bit. Let me just start again. So you've got the title of the card and you've got like 3 keywords almost on these cards. And I do find the images quite intuitive. This is what I was saying about with this like broken but mended theme going on in the cards. Now, I don't speak French, so I translate. Excuse me, I Google Translate, sorry. I've still got the lurgy. I've still got a bug, so I'm coughing and sneezing and sniffing. Apologies. What was the name? Oh, lordy lord. yeah, Google Translate. Obviously, it's very simple to Google Translate, but I do find this this deck very intuitive. And I mean, look at this. You've got the Maid of Skies, and you've got this beautiful figure with this bird energy going on. I love that. I just think they pair really nicely together. And I don't think I mentioned what I've been using these decks for. Within 2024, my like inner witch facet started coming forward to me. That's happened in the last like 2 months, I think. And so these decks have kind of secured their positioning within my practice to work with that facet of self. Yeah, I do have the Tarot of Hidden Realms, I think it's called. That's by, I think the artist is Julia Jeffries, if I'm not mistaken. And I although the artwork is absolutely stunning in that, I have never gotten along with that deck, unfortunately. And I think it's because of the Fey energy. I don't tend to work with Fey energy. And when I saw this one was coming out, I pre-ordered it because I was like, I totally want that deck. And I didn't really know where it was going to sit in my practice. And then about 2 months ago, this inner witch facet started coming through. And I just felt really drawn to pull out this deck and start using it. So that's where we are. I mean, aren't they just? I'm going to take one more. Okay, 2 more. You twisted my arm. Love it, love it, love it. Last one. So there we have it. Witch Sisters Tarot mass market, and the Oracle of the Questioning Witch, also mass market, Amazon France. So yeah, there we have it. Next prompt, most anticipated deck that has been released this year. Woo-hoo. Hold on to your hats. So that's got to be the Supernova Tarot. Now, I do have that deck, however, it's wrapped up ready for Christmas or birthday. So I'm not going to get my sticky mitts on that one until December, basically. I'm going to pop some pictures in here for you so you can see. You might already have this deck. You might have seen this deck. I love it. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm going to say why I really, really like it as well. Is that I don't know why, but it reminds me of the Zeke's Arcana Tarot, which I refuse to buy. I will not be buying that deck. I have decided, but it reminds me of that deck. So yeah, it's purchased. It's like somewhere there, wrapped away, ready for me to open on my birthday or Christmas. So yeah, looking forward to that. Next prompt: biggest disappointment. Oh dear, that's got to be Witch, Woman in Total Control of Herself. The Oracle deck by Angie Sullins. I poo-pooed this deck when it first came out. Like, I had it on pre-order, and then once it came out, I was like, or it started being shown on YouTube or TarotTube. Sorry, I was like, no, I don't need that deck, so I cancelled my pre-order. And then when did I order this? I think I ordered it maybe like 2 months ago, something like that. Just got a bee in my bonnet. I was like, I need that deck because I wanted to work with it with my Witch Sisters Tarot for my inner witch facet. It's gilded in gold, and it's gorgeous. Don't get me wrong. And I've tried to work with it, and it might well just be that I'm trying to pair it with the wrong deck. Maybe the Witch Sister Tarot just doesn't want anything to do with this deck. I don't know, but I don't know. I don't find the artwork particularly very intuitive. I find the artwork quite dark as well. Feels like there's like a veil over the artwork. Over the artwork. I don't know. And the guidebook left me a bit like, nah. And it might well just be, you know, the phase that I'm in within my practice, that this isn't the deck that I need to be working with. Maybe it's going to, you know, shine at a different point in my practice. That could well be. I don't know what it is. I don't know. And like I mentioned, these feel really like foggy. It's like a fog is over the cards for me. They're just really dark or like subdued. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it. I don't even know what I'm trying to say myself. How unusual. But I'm hoping that sooner or later this one will start calling to me to be worked with, and you know, I will find the pairing that needs to work with as well. But right at this minute, I'm like, no. yeah, disappointed was definitely a great word, you know, and I feel guilty saying that, but, you know, as mentioned, it could well call to me another time. I hope so. I'm not, you know, rehoming or anything. It would just, you know, wait it out on my shelf, my tarot and oracle shelf, until it, you know, feels it's ready to work with me. And that's all good. I don't mind that. But that was my deck that was a bit of a disappointment for 2024. Moving on to the next prompt. So the next prompt is your biggest surprise. The deck that surprised you the most in 2024. And that is, surprisingly, as the prompt would suggest, the Golden Tarot. This is a mass market deck, edged in gold, obviously, because it's the Golden Tarot. And I'm going to cheat again. I'm going to do it, because, you know, we're here anyway, why not? This is the Healing Cards. Is it called the Healing Oracle or the Healing Cards Oracle? I'll put the name on the screen. I've edged mine in gold because, you know, it's a pair and why not? And it's a big surprise. These decks were a big surprise because generally this is not my aesthetic. I love colour. I love contemporary modern decks. I wouldn't say I'm an oldie worldy kind of person, not particularly a medieval artwork kind of person either, I've got to say. But when my Inner Witch facet came forward a couple of months ago, I don't want to go too much into what I use this practice for, but in conjunction with that, I felt I need to purchase these ones. Oh, I'm not going to talk about that, but I did purchase them, and I've been using them religiously, actually, ever since. And these two are just amazing together. Just amazing, and they work really, really so well with the practice that I'm using them for as well. Now, I've this must be a bit of a key phrase for me today because I've used it 3 times, but I'm dipping my toes into this practice. I haven't, you know, completely what's the word? Completely, I want to say engulfed. That's the wrong word. I'm looking for a descriptive word that's like that relates to water, but I can't. But so I haven't really engulfed myself in this practice completely, or immersed myself. I'm going to say I haven't immersed myself. I've just dipped my toe in at the moment. But from what I've let me look at this. From what I've been using this deck for so far, tentatively, I'm going to say, it's been like blowing my mind. Love it. I would say that this is the only kind of like oldie worldy medieval deck that I've got in my collection, which is also great. You know, I don't feel a need to purchase any others. I did do a lot of research into, I wanted like a medieval deck for the practice I wanted to work with, and I did quite a lot of research and watched quite a lot of walkthroughs of all different decks, and this one felt like it was the right one, and it definitely was. But it was a total surprise because I would not have you know, if you said to me, you know, at the beginning of January, oh, you're going to be, you know, using these decks, I've gone, no, not on your nilly. Of course I won't be. That's not my aesthetic at all. But here we are. And that's the good thing, isn't it? That's the interesting thing about this, the spiritual practices that we're on. They develop, and, you know, what I do, I follow the breadcrumbs, and I go where I'm being led. And I just feel a bit of I had a bit of a pull to this kind of artwork and these kind of decks. So yes, so there we have it. Let's move along to the next prompt, which is Deck Crush. Deck I'm loving right now. So the deck that I'm loving right now and that's absolutely rocking my world is the Starseeker Oracle. This is an indie deck. I backed this on Kickstarter, and it did arrive last year, but I opened it at Christmas last year as well. Now, when I opened it, the guidebook was actually missing from the box, which I was really upset about because I wanted to use it like right there and then. And I contacted the creator, and they were very, very kind, very, very lovely, and they sent me the guidebook, which obviously arrived at the beginning of January. I think it took quite a few weeks to get to me. So used it for a couple of pulls, you know, enjoyed it, and then put it on my tarot shelf, on my oracle shelf, and then I would say about 2 months ago, this deck started calling to me, and I was thinking I must get that deck out, and it kind of started calling to me at the weirdest of times, like when I was at work, for instance, when I couldn't go to my tarot shelf and pull the deck forward, and it kept jumping into my mind, and then I'd get home and I would have totally forgotten that I needed to put it forward. And then it would like pop into my mind again when I was at work, and I was like, oh, I must pull that deck out. So I actually ended up putting an alarm, setting an alarm on my phone to remind me when I got home to pull the deck forward. So I finally pulled it forward, started using it, and I mentioned previously about my facets of self-work that I've been working with very intensely this year, and not only had the inner witch facet come forward in the last couple of months, which was a real surprise considering that I've been working with my inner wolf and inner red cap for the longest of time, it feels, or quite a few months. My inner heroine came through on this deck, which was really, really interesting. So that's why I'm loving this deck right now, because this is tapping me into my inner heroine, which needs to come forward and needs to step through. I'm going to say step through like the portal of adventure or new beginnings, I'm going to say. And so that's what I've been using this deck for, and that's why I've been loving it so much, because it's just like been rocking my world. I'm going to show another deck that kind of encapsulates the same facet of self in a wee while, but I am going to bring forward another deck now, which I've been pairing with this deck. So I'm cheating again, but who minds? Put your hand up if you have an objection. No objections? Excellent. I'm going to bring the pairing forward. Okay, so, oh, sorry, not the camera. What an nincompoop. Okay, so this is the tarot deck that I've been pairing with it. This is the Monsoon Tarot. I should show you the backs because, why not? This is also a Kickstarter that I backed maybe like a year and a half ago. I finally edged mine in purple or lilac. And I previously used the Monsoon Tarot as more like an oracle, but now I've been using it with the Starseeker Oracle as a tarot deck, and they've just been fantastic, honestly. They've been rocking my world. Love the guidebooks in both. No, sorry, love the guidebook in this deck. The guidebook in the Monsoon Tarot is quite basic. Let me bring this out to show you because, why not? So yeah, it's kind of got just keywords. But I really do find that the Monsoon Tarot is really intuitive, which is kind of the reason I also used it as an oracle deck, kind of in the beginning. And I paired it with my German deck. I think it's called the Journey of the Soul Tarot. I'm going to put the name on the screen, and I might pop a picture in here as well. That's another deck that I absolutely adore. But yeah, this deck and these two together have been boom, rocking my world. They've been ringing my bell. They've been lighting my candle. They're right up my alley. They float my boat. Oh, honestly, I need to get out more. If I think that's funny, I don't totally need to get out more. Yeah, so that's my deck crush and the deck I'm loving right at the moment. Let's move on to the next prompt, which is favourite tarot card. So my favourite tarot card for this year is the Temperance card. And I'm going to say generally my favourite card in the tarot is the Tower card, believe it or not. Yes, it's true. But this is my card of the year. This is a card from the Cozy Witch Tarot. And I love this key phrase, let go of self-imposed limitations. That's what I've been working with and trying to do the whole of 2024 thus far. I'm going to be continuing to do in 2024 as well. So yeah, it really, the Temperance card really resonates for me with this year, or for this year. And the work I've been doing with my inner facets as well, or my facets of self, has also reflected in the Temperance card, I feel. So it all kind of ties in. It totally resonates for me. And this card sits on my self-love altar as a reminder that I need to let go of those self-imposed limitations that I have been putting on myself, and that I do put on myself. And I just need to, let loose a bit and find that middle path, not to be too strict with myself. Yeah. So yeah. Next prompt, let's take a look at that. So prompt number 8, a deck that makes me happy. That's got to be this one, Under the Oak Tarot. This was a pre-order. It was a deck that was supposed to be wrapped for Christmas or birthday. But when this inner facet, the inner heroine facet, came forward, I don't know, it's just called to me, and I had to open it and use it, and in my practice, I do what I want. So here we are with the Under the Oak Tarot, and it's absolutely stunning. It's a low Scarabeo mass market deck. I've been using it this month. It doesn't, I'm totally personifying my deck, but it doesn't want to be paired with anything. I feel that this is a total standalone deck. It wants to, be the star of the show, and I'm totally up for letting it be the star of the show. However, saying that, kind of in the wings, I'm going to say I have been using the Monsoon Tarot and the Starseeker Oracle, kind of as like not as a pairing, because this deck doesn't want to be paired, but as like as clarifiers. And I've also been using my runes, which just reminded me because the runes are on the cards. And I've just been loving this deck. The deck is based around this character who has what's what I'm looking for? This character who is like sight impaired. Can I say that? I'm going to say that. And it's based around that character. And the guidebook is the guidebook is written really, really beautifully, which I think I might show you in a wee second. So yeah, I can't list it much more. I mean, I only started using it beginning of July. But when I saw this deck, I think on Lisa Professor's channel, maybe, or that possibly was already on pre-order before I saw the deck. I can't remember. And I fell in love with the artwork. Pre-ordered it because I was so sure about it. And then it took a few weeks to come in, obviously, because it was on pre-order. And whilst I was waiting for it, I was like, yeah, I'm going to wrap that for Christmas or birthday. I don't feel I need to work with that. And then once it came in, I was like, oh my goodness me, I totally need to unwrap this deck and start working with it. It speaks to me in my facet of self with all this, Anyway, excuse me. And when I started looking through the artwork, I just, sometimes you look through a deck and you feel that connection immediately without even like drawing a card. And that's what I felt about this deck. I felt this connection to it straight away. So yeah, this is the deck that I'm working with in July, quite intensely actually. And it's the deck that's helping me tap into this inner heroine facet. So yeah, there we have it. That's a deck that's totally making me happy right at the moment. Next prompt, why not? I keep bumping the camera. What an nincompoop. Okay, next prompt is most beautiful deck this year. I'm sorry, it's still this one. It's still this one. What a great excuse to show a few more cards. I really do believe it's this one this year. I'm sorry, but what can I say? Next prompt is the deck I want to buy by the end of this year, or that's possibly already pre-ordered on its way. That's got to be the Wizard of Oz Tarot. I think Wizard of Oz is one of my all-time most favourite films. It's pre-ordered. It's hopefully going to be on its way to me by the end of the year, and I can't wait to work with it. I want to work with it. I want to dedicate a month to it and read the books, or the book, well, no, the books generally. There are quite a few in the series written by the same author, and I want to work with that deck with the story. A little bit like, actually, Sylvain from... Oh, goodness me, I'm forgetting the channel name. I'll put the name on the screen. They started doing a Wizard of Oz year practice. And I kind of want to follow the same kind of theme, read the books at the same time and pull some cards for the month. So we'll see how that goes. So yes, that is my most anticipated deck, or the deck that I'm looking forward to getting by the end of the year. And obviously we're still on the Under the Oak Tarot, because, it's a great excuse to carry on showing you some cards. Next prompt. Okay, so the next prompt is a deck that hasn't been used yet, but I want to use by the end of the year. Now, I'm going to cheat again because, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Go rogue from the get-go, that's what I say. Now, these decks I have used this month, but, wait for it, these decks represent the decks the kind of decks that I want to use for the rest of the year. This is Tarot BoDleasons, I want to say it's called. I haven't edged mine yet because I'm, you know, a bit behind. And these are Dixit cards, Revelation edition. These are actually like a storytelling game set of cards I purchased. And these two represent seasonal decks. Now, I don't tend to work seasonally, but in Cancer season, I've felt really drawn to pick these specific decks for the Cancer season. And I want to say that these readings that I got from these two together absolutely blew my mind, but it was something stronger than that. It just totally rocked my world. And so these decks represent deck pairings that I want to work with for the season. So the next season, obviously, we're coming up to is Leo season. And so I really want to focus on bringing that energy into my practice by using a pairing. Does that make sense? I hope so. Now I'm loosely doing the deck and walk. What's going on here? I'm loosely doing the deck and walk this year as well as I did last year. Love this. Look at this. This was almost like a tower card from the tarot, and then we've got like the Queen of Swords sitting here with this like sitting on this rain cloud, looking a bit stern and unhappy. Love it. What was I saying? Oh, Gordon Bennett. My mind's gone a blank. What was I saying? What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I'm loosely doing the deck and walk again. And so I kind of feel like this kind of taps into that as well by working with the energy of the season. So these two were my Cancer season decks. I haven't so far picked out my decks for Leo season, which I think is starting on the 22nd of July. But I think I'm going to wing it. I think I'm just going to, because that's what I did with these two. I just was like, I really fancy working with the Cancer season. What deck should I choose? And I just like went to my shelf and I was like, oh, that one and that one. And they just like paired so well together. So I'm going to do the same for Leo season. Saying that I haven't got any thoughts in mind, I'm kind of lying. I kind of was thinking about the She-Wolf Tarot, but don't quote me on that. We shall see what decks appear for Leo season. And I think I'm going to continue with that, you know, using a deck pairing for the continued astrological seasons of the year. Can I say that? I hope you understand what I'm babbling on about. I'm totally going to stop talking because I'm being a nincompoop. We're moving on to the next prompt. So prompt number 12 is my favourite video I've made this year. Oh, I think that's got to be the hashtag shopping my collection video that I did about not purchasing for once a deck, which was Zeke's Arcana. I'm going to link that video in the description box because that was quite fun. I'm going to link it down here, and I've also I also filmed another video about not purchasing the Dark Days Tarot, I think it was, and shopping my collection instead. I've really enjoyed that actually, and it might well become a little mini series. I need to start doing that for my mass market decks, the mass market decks I want to purchase, because I'm not so good at not purchasing mass market decks. I'm going to add a prompt of my own, which is my favourite pairing right now. And right now my favourite pairing is these two beauties. This is the Animal Apothecary Oracle, and this is the Sweet Foragers Tarot by Sam Rook. I love Sam Rook's decks. I've edged mine in red here, and this one came out of the box edged in lime green. And these two at the minute are just totally making me happy. They are totally nourishing me and feeding my soul and filling my cup. So I just thought, you know, I would show these two because I'm a cheeky monkey and I like cheating at the prompts, basically, which you might have noticed throughout the whole of the video. So there we have it. I mean, look at this unknown gift with a six of crystals, which is the Pentacle suit. I mean, come on, party people. Love this deck. Totally. Actually, I love both of the guidebooks of these. This deck is like a storytelling. It's got a bit of a storytelling vibe to it, which I love. Yeah. And this one is like totally full of like nuggets of information. I also find the Animal Apothecary Oracle really versatile. It pairs with a lot of decks in my collection. And I stumbled upon this one just by accident actually, because I wanted to bring this one out. I felt really drawn to bring it out for this month's Fellowship of the Weavers, Dawn Michelle's practice. And yeah, I just, really felt drawn to it. And I thought, I just felt, why not pull this one out as well? And they just like totally, excuse me, totally rocked my world. So there we have it. So that was the tag. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section, which deck pairing are you enjoying right at the moment? And I'd also like to know, which deck have you not used but you'd like to use by the end of the year? I would love to know that too. So there we have it. Thanks for spending some time with me. Have a lovely morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are. Take care, and I really hope to see you in the next video. Toodaloo!